Well, in just a few days, the nation will be celebrating civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And here to share how the Lowcountry will be marking this special day, let's welcome back LaVanda Brown, CEO for the YWCA of Greater Charleston. Glad to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
So this is the only federal holiday that is designated as a day of service.
Yes.
And so how do we reintroduce the notion of serving the community rather than just seeing it as a day you take off from work?
Absolutely. So this year our theme is Justice in Motion, investing in people, purpose, and progress. So that alone is an action statement. That lets you know that we want folks to do something. And so in addition to all of the tributes that we pay to Dr. King, we do have a lot of volunteers. A lot of our events take lots of hands to make that lift light. And so the community is serving and remembering. And so we want this to sort of be just a reminder. We don't want this to just be one day where people think about justice. We want this to be something that they live throughout.
And does it have a different meaning this year in particular, now that we're celebrating the 250th birthday of the nation? So as we look back, but also look forward.
Right. Yeah, so we definitely look back. We want to learn from our past. If we erase the past, then we could easily forget the past. So the connection, particularly for the community, Dr. King fought, marched, and died for the rights of all people. And so this nation has a very complicated past with when we say all people.
Yes.
So I think that continuing to make a tribute to Dr. King and what he stood for, and not just him. You know, we know he was the face of the civil rights movement, but there were so many men, women of all genders, all races, all faiths that marched with him and were willing to really put their lives on the line. So we have to keep that. We have to remember that.
Absolutely. Do you think that today's society understands, recalls, remembers, is taught the lessons that we learned from those days and from all of his hard work and sacrifice, and his ultimate sacrifice?
Right. No, I think that I think that many of us get to sit at the foot of our elders and learn these stories. I think if we don't have oral history, and my son was encouraging me today to write down more of our history, if we don't get it at home, because we are definitely seeing that things are being removed from our grasp. So we have to be much more intentional as we move forward to make sure that those coming behind us, is very important that the youth coming behind us understand that these freedoms did not come easily.
Yeah, well, that he is his mother's son, so I think that's, you know, that's a statement in and of itself. However, that's inspiring to know that someone so young is taking it upon himself to ask you to write these things down.
Yeah.
And how does that feel for you to go through that process? Have you started?
I have, and he knows about some of the things I've written, and that's what he said to me literally this morning, said, "Mom, you gotta write these things down because it's important." And I have grandchildren now. I have 3 grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
And they're reading, you know, one is reading age and the others are getting ready to read. So they need to know that, and they need, because it does look easy and it looks simple if you don't know the struggle.
Absolutely. So remind everyone what the significance is of Charleston's YWCA, and especially its connection to Dr. King.
Absolutely. That's an exciting story. So most people associate Charleston's YWCA with Miss Christine O. Jackson. Christine Jackson was the executive director and the leader of YWCA for 30 plus years. She took the organization from segregation to integration. She is the first cousin of Coretta Scott King, and they were raised like sisters. So when Dr. King was tragically assassinated, then she knew instantly. So before many people across the country, and long before it was a holiday, Miss Jackson knew that there needed to be a tribute. And Charleston has, as you know, history from the enslavement of people and also segregation, and Ms. Jackson knew that all too well, and she felt that Dr. King deserved something special, and look at what it has become.
Absolutely. I know, all these years later, and still going strong because you do so much in the community at the Y, and if we have time, I want to make sure that we touch on a few of those things as well, but I do want to get to what's happening over the weekend. There is an ecumenical service on Sunday.
Absolutely. So the ecumenical service is an opportunity for all faiths or no faith to join us in a service that will, because Dr. King, he was a reverend. as well.
Yeah.
And so a lot of what has happened through the civil rights movement happened in churches. And so it's important that we remember that, but also that we respect all faiths. So we will have Senator Marlon Kempson as our keynote. And then Lee Bennett Jr. will be getting the Harvey Gantt Award.
Oh, wonderful.
And we've got choirs, we've got singers, we've got just a good time at Charity Missionary Baptist Church
Beautiful.
at 4 o'clock on Sunday.
Yes, perfect. Thank you for pointing that out. And then tell us more about the Horace Mungen Social Justice Award.
Yeah, so that's brand new. That's exciting.
Okay.
So Horace Mungen, who is deceased now, but he was an artist. He was a writer and a poet. And he was very active in the arts social justice movement, which paralleled with the civil rights movement. And a lot of people don't always associate arts with social justice, but Mr. Mungen was very much a social justice advocate, and he believed in telling the truth about race, racism, and social justice. And so there's a new award in his honor, and so we'll be honoring an individual, Mr. Cecil Williams, and a local organization out of Somerville called the Public Works Arts.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Well, speaking of art, Youth Talent Challenge and R&B Night is also coming up. So when is this happening?
So this is happening on Friday night at Fox Music Hall. It's going to be fun. We want to make sure that our young people, you know, I'm harping always on the young people. We want to make sure they know that this movement is their movement and their voices are important in this as well.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
Well,
you.
we don't have time to go into all the wonderful things, all the
They're all
programs
on
that
the
YWCA has to offer, but we're going to put their website on the screen so you can check it out for yourself. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you again. We'll be back after this.